Hey guys, this is Aaron Schover and Josh Lucas from Sword Carolina, coming at you once again. We are tackling the Feler today. The idea with this video series is not to convince you that we are right and that other people are wrong, but it's really to just get an exchange going. Like, let's share ideas. Hopefully we can all learn from each other and become better practitioners of the art. Döbringer, he lists the Feler as a technique that's coming directly from the Krumpau. Now, if you look at von Danzig and Ringeck, they list it as part of the Sverkow. But Döbringer has his reasonings for it. When you attack from below and then cut over instead, it's mechanically very similar to the Krumpau, which hopefully you'll see later. So we've opted to go that route, but it shares traits of both. The Feler is a technique that you're going to use when someone else is moving to parry your sword. They're fighting against your sword. They're not going directly toward you. So they're not immediately threatening you. If I come in with an Unterhau and Josh is coming right at me with a Shielhau or something other, this would be a horrible time to try to make this a feint and attack somewhere else, because he's going to get me before I can get him somewhere else. But if he's moving against my sword and not toward me, this would be a great time to actually change the direction of the attack and hit him somewhere where he's not expecting it. Now some of the stuff we're going to do today is going to get a little technical, so I just wanted to encourage you, if you are new to HEMA, hopefully you'll get some information from this video, but I would encourage you to spend a lot of time working on basic fundamental stuff. Really just working on basic cuts, thrusts, slices, footwork, the guards, switching from guard to guard. When we have new students coming here, we actually take them through a 12-week program where they do pretty much only fundamental stuff. We try to get some theory and some strategy in there as well, but they really don't get into any of the stuff we're showing you in these videos until they've already been with us for about 3 months. So,
because that's where Döbringer starts.
Because that's where Döbringer starts, yeah. When we started our video series with the Zornhau, that's not actually where the manuscript starts. The manuscript goes through several pages of foundational, like theoretical, almost philosophical material dealing with a lot of the basics. What he determines the foundational principles, for, knock, indus, stark, schwach. This is what the whole art is based on. The first Feler that we're doing today, or feint, is I'm going to feint a Unterhau to his body. I'm going to lead with my sword first, which is good anyway. If I come forward with my whole body, I'm going to be too close to do anything, and it's going to be too dangerous. I'm going to lead with my sword first. If I can draw his defense, then I'm not going to complete this cut from below. I'm actually going to change the trajectory of my cut with very much a Krumpau type action. I'm going to pull my sword up, cut from above instead of from below as I step in. That's either going to cut right over his hilt to his hands as any Krumpau, or it's going to set up a thrust to his body. If his sword is across his body, I'm going to end up on the inside of outside of his sword, kind of here. If his sword is more out to the side, as I come down, I'm going to come down on the inside. Either way still works. It'll be slightly different what you do from the follow-up. Works from the other side as well. If I come in here, from the left side, I like using, leading with my long edge and then doing that Krump-like cut with my short edge. So as I come in here, I'm going to come up here, either hit him in the arm or stab him in the upper, middle openings. Yeah, attacking above his sword though, from above his sword. If I'm doing it from the right-hand side, I have to come over with the long edge as I come over there. The other basic Feler would be to come in with an Oberhau, or a high cut, and then as he moves to defend that, I switch to a low cut. This one's going to be a lot more similar to the Sverkow, and hopefully you'll see that in just a minute. So I'm going to come up high. Josh is going to move to defend. Instead of completing this cut here, I'm going to keep my hilt high and cut underneath. And this is very similar to a Spheric zum Flug, or a Sverkow to the lower openings. Depending on where he's at, I may hit him in the torso, I may hit him in the arms. But as I'm coming up here, if he moves to defend, I'm going to cut under here. And I'm going to keep my hilt high to protect me against his sword. So from this feint, I can actually cut to either side though. So let's say he's moving to defend here. I can actually, instead of cutting down here, I can cut to the left as well. So it doesn't say necessarily when one is good versus the other. What I'm comfortable with is if he's blocking high in ox, then I'm going to cut down on this, stay on my right side, his left, cut against his arms or his body, and keep the sword on that side. If he's blocking in a high plow, I like coming down on my left side, his right side, and getting outside his sword again. So, but I can do it either side from here. So Döbringer also mentions a double Feler, but doesn't really go into any kind of details of it. So drawing from von Danzig and Ringeck manuscripts, we've got two double Felers, or two different set plays that are in the manuscripts. One thing that we believe, as far as the manuscript goes, when they have a set play, we think that's there as more of an example of some of the options that you have. It's not necessarily the only option. The first one is actually going to start from below. So if I'm doing the Feller from below, and I'm cutting over here to set up a thrust, if he sets me aside here, I'm going to come over, step to his right side with a sparring, which is actually a feint, to get his defense on that side, and then I'm going to sparring to the left side of his head. So now we have two feints. I'm feinting from below, attacking over his sword. If he sets aside that thrust, I'm feinting here and attacking to his other side. The other form of the double Feller that we have is starting with a high cut. For instance, an Oberhau, or as it's stated, a Sverkau toward the head. I'm going to come right at him with a feint Sverk to get his defense pulled off to the side, and then I'm going to come in with a Sverkau and a step to the side of his head here. That may hit if I'm fast enough. If he parries that, he's strong against the strong of my sword. I can cut over with the short edge toward the left side of his head once again, and then I can either slice to the neck or slice to the arms as I get out of it. So if he's here, I can come up here and slice my way out of it as you come out here.
And that's actually a duplirin, isn't it?
That is actually a duplirin. This is a very special case of the duplirin. He's bound on the strong of your sword, pressing you like hard in the bind because he's trying to stop your cut. That's why we're able to cut around behind his sword to his head. So for more on the duplirin, check out our previous video. And then we're finishing off with either a slice to the neck or a slice to the arms. If his arms were more extended, it may be easier. As I come in here, it may be easier to slice his arms on the way out. Help control his sword arm a little bit to keep him from chasing after me. All right, guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. Once again, if you have other ideas, please feel free to post them in the comments below. I'm always happy to share other ideas with you. So hopefully you find these videos fun and educational, and we really appreciate you guys watching it. So thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.